Hey guys, so I finally quit my job, my 9 to 5 job as a government engineer. I've been at it 8 years as a civil engineer. The job was very good, very stable. The golden handcuffs, as you would call it. In addition to that, I've been side hustling for a long time. I think I've been working 10 to 12 hours a day for the past maybe 7 years. Not every day, but I generally have enjoyed it. So don't feel too bad for me. Um, but I've always wanted to be my own boss. I've never kind of taken well to bureaucracy. I don't know why I became a government worker for 8 years if I don't like bureaucracy. But hey, golden handcuffs, as they say. I've always wanted to be on my own, but I've never felt financially secure. I've never felt like I've had enough money. I've never felt like business was worth the risk. I've seen my family get into business and lose a lot of money, and I kind of just after I've seen my family lose a lot of money, I kind of just shied away from all of that. Even though every single day I thought about it, I was too afraid of it. I'm also afraid of being on video, which is why I'm forcing myself to be on video for you guys today. I posted a post on this subreddit that I follow. It's called Entrepreneur Entrepreneur Ride Along. There's no rules or anything. I think there's only one mod, but you guys have been great. And I genuinely enjoy the content that you guys put out. So I posted this post, and it's got quite a lot of feedback. I think it's number one right now trending, and I just wanted to share you guys. Some people ask me like, how do I follow you? I was joking, I didn't expect anyone to even kind of look at my post, but here we are. So I guess you can follow me on YouTube. I'll try to do this as often as I can, even though I'll be very busy. Okay. There's a lot of questions. I didn't really want to type all day on my phone, so I'm just gonna answer them here. People are asking about my pricing package. I think it's because I told you guys I have a lead. So before I even was able to quit my job, I pitched about 10 pitches and I got one lead. And I think some of you are curious about that. So how do you price it, first of all? It's just Google, and number one thing is that you got to know your worth. And I learned that from my wife, who's also an entrepreneur. She's a better entrepreneur than me, so there's that. You got to know your worth, but I've also learned that you will be put up against competition. So I met this potential lead, and we got along great. The chemistry was great, and I almost thought I had the contract in the bag, like I was ready to. I printed it and I was like, here you go, here's my deposit. Are you ready to sign? But then he's like, I've been evaluating 6 vendors in total, including you. Now you are, and he said you are the quickest one, but there's 5 other vendors that I had to evaluate. So this is a business I'm trying to close the deal with, and I naively thought that I was already in the lead, or that like my package was good just because we got off to a good start, and this was the second meeting. Like I figured, oh, like 2 meetings, you 2 meetings already, just sign the deal. Like we met twice, right? But I should know better. I worked in government project management, and deals and contracts, in the government they take too long to happen. But I guess on the private side, to be fair, it takes a while to happen too. The bigger the contract, the more patient, and the more processes there are, the more checks and balances there are. You're not gonna win just by being charming. At least at least not charming enough, I guess. Um, Another person asked, "What's the service I do?" I do e-commerce and social media. Yeah. So, so I run a Shopify store and a WooCommerce store, and I was the main programmer for another WooCommerce business. So I have three under my belt. The volume that I'm dealing with, it's generally, I would just say maybe 600 visitors, 1,000 visitors per day. So it's not that much. They're small businesses, but my main client, my main old client, I would say right now, he's been in business 4 years. He is my client because I worked uh, for him. I developed some programs for him to run his back end, and I charge really cheap. So so basically I was like almost like very cheap labor for him. So I think he appreciates that, and 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 we have good chemistry too. So we've been I've been his tech support and his main guy for a while in terms of tech. He built a new website, not using me, but he hired some offshore guys. Of course, I can't compete with like foreign developers, but he has a great WooCommerce site now, and I am getting into the process of uh, picking up the pieces of what his offshore guys did for him and kind of fixing bugs, doing migrations. I just improved the site speed. Like like the website was terribly slow when it first launched. Um, and I've been improving it. And I'm making all of this up as I go along because if I was more experienced, I would have been able to do things better for him, and I feel kind of bad, but he knows that this is how I work, and with tech there's a lot of trial and error. For example, I went with Bluehost, and Bluehost is terrible. Never use Bluehost, period. Um, so there's that. No, okay, next question. What is your website? I don't have a website. I have LinkedIn. I have the websites that I'm working on, and I am working on a website. It's just that I don't have time to build a website. I think I'm just gonna build it like a really shitty website. Yeah. How and no question. How do I follow you? YouTube channel. So there you go. Texan 101. Thank you for forcing me to go on YouTube. Yeah. Okay, and I just wanted to, tell you guys how much I appreciate this. It's a huge boost of confidence. And also, trust me, I know how it's like. Like, a lot of people are like stuck in a rut. They hate their 9 to 5, or they think they're meant for something else, but they're afraid to take that leap of faith. Uh, Believe me, this is the worst time for me to take a leap of faith. I have a 2-year old. My wife quit her job 1 year ago as well. Her income isn't that stable. It's good, but it's not stable. So I'm like, this is the worst timing ever. So you, as I said, you get to watch me either succeed or fail. But I just wanted to give one shout out to one Redditor, uh, Miraski 442. He's getting an MBA in IT management at WGU. No idea what that is, but it sounds very cool. It sounds very cool. He does SATCOM, IT, and airborne networks. So like, I think like when like they call in a drone strike, or like something cool in the military. He worked in the military. That like he was your guy for that. So I think that's pretty cool. But he also said being in the military really isolates people from some aspects of the real world. Like, and that's really thoughtful too. And I thought deeply about that. I think I'm pretty isolated as well. Like, working so hard, like doing side hustles, commuting, you just become naturally isolated unless you force yourself to get out of your shell. The people that I see that are not isolated from the real world are like people that go out in the real world as part of their job. Like my friend who's a real estate agent, he seems to be very in touch with almost anyone in any industry because he has to meet with different people. But that's an interesting perspective, and I just want to say uh, best of luck to you, Muraski, and to all the other people who said nice things. Thank you so much. I hope I can be a little bit of a inspiration for you, or of course I'll share my value and my lessons learned, and I'll answer any questions to give you any value whatsoever. Um, oh yeah, another person asked me how do I pitch. Um, just emails and LinkedIn and this app called Hunter.io. Look it up. There's a lot of apps like that, so look it up. And then there's more tech that I'll be using, and of course your friends are really helpful. In fact, so here's my schedule today. After this video, I'm gonna upload it as quickly as I can. Hopefully, I don't even have to edit anything. Um, then I have to do a photo shoot for my wife. So one of my side hustles is I do photography for my wife's blog. I'm employed by my wife. It's good she can't fire me. Uh, the next thing I have to do is meet up with um, a friend of mine who's also our real estate agent. He needs some help with social marketing. It's a lot of work, I know. So I think he just wants some consultation. He's been talking about maybe hiring me or linking me up with another client. That would be great. But I honestly, at this point, I don't expect anything. I just hope I can learn and bring value to the world. So that's my attitude right now, and I know I have to work very hard for it. So I gotta go.